Anyway, thank you for waiting as I try to troubleshoot stupid TF2 servers. We are going to be watching, and I'm going to update the stream here. We are going to be watching Papa Peddlers, formerly known as Pepe Peddlers, who was the season 16 gold champions. A lot of rework from their roster here too. Sam, their sniper, is now Watterson, or I should say Sam is now on 92 and Watterson is now their sniper. And it looks like pretty much besides Teapot, Tiptoes, I don't recognize a lot of people from the original Pepe roster. So we are, looks like Teapot readied up his team. I'm gonna just quickly change the name of this. Alright, so we are getting ready to go into action here. As I mentioned, Papa Peddlers versus Team Killers. Also known as Trump 2016. You know. Probably not going to be Trump 2016. Anyway. We are going to watch... I don't feel comfortable with box inspect. Well, it's my server, motherfucker. Anyway, we're going to watch Watterson from the get-go here. I'm interested to see this Watterson v. Vinny gameplay. It makes it hard to cast and people are trying to talk to you from from the game. Time for you to frag some enemy gamers. So we're watching Watterson here. Hasn't gotten them. Gets the buff from his medic here. Taking a look for Vinny. Sees him. Not able to land the shot. Actually, Watterson went down to about 23 health. Vinny landing his own body shot. But Watterson's going to get a little aggressive here from the main door. So, although he wasn't able to pick up the sniper, he at least got himself some space to try to get up on top of that roof. But Chris is there with his L'Etranger to try to push him back. Taking a look at what Vinny has here. And really nothing doing for either of the snipers so far. It looks like Papa Peddlers is going to try to get a little aggressive right now, but they've lost a lot of players before this Uber began. Probably waiting for their heavy to come back up before they can push in on the gun. They know the sniper is down, so here comes Tiptoes with an Uber onto the sentry. Nick is trying to do the best he can to keep it alive, but Lux are able to take it down before he can rescue Ranger it away. TMP getting really aggressive on Takram the medic, but not able to pick him up before going down to Teapot. And here is Exile and Beanie trying to escape from Tiptoes as he spams them out. So minute 17 point cap for Papa Peddlers right now. And it looks like Nick is going to be rebuilding his gun in the standard spot here. And Teddy at about 40% Uber. Same with Takram, so medic Ubers are even. Teapot with his Fist of Steel out, trying to get a little aggressive onto the cliff here. And, oh, actually, Vinny able to take down Tiptoes, the demo for Papa Peddlers. We got the Watterson cam going down. Oh, he saw Teddy for the brief moment there. Not enough time to react, not enough time to shoot even, but he knows the medic is lurking around there too. Vinny able to get a little bit of damage onto him, but Watterson picks him up in the process. It's going to afford him some space to get in. So TK's flank has got to get in on him, or their spy needs to harass, or else Watterson, when he takes ground, is probably one of the scariest people to be looking down the scope. Zoidy tries to get in a little bit, but ends up getting taken down by Sunfire the Pyro. And here comes the Uber. And in response comes TK's Uber. Exile is going to do his best to defend the cart with the last remnants of that Uber. And, oh, Vinny picks up Tiptoes at the end there. So this looks like it could be a successful hold here. Nick has his level 3 back up in place. Medic's Ubers are even again, but Zoidy picks up. He picks up the medic here. So that's going to put a big Uber ad back into the hands of TK. Tiptoes on his way back here. If they can just put some pressure on the gun, they should be able to... Oh, here comes the slow push, able to take the cart here. So they have a good Uber ad, 75% it looks like, or rather 65% in their favor. So they should be able to back out with no problem and hold third for a significant amount of time. But with a fast cap on first, it affords Pepe, or Papa, I should say now, it affords Papa some time to build that Uber before they have to go barreling into third. So Teddy up on his Uber. And let's take a look back on the... Actually, let's take a look at Tiptoes here. So he's going to want to try to spam out that middle lane. A lot of times the snipers will be watching that way to stop anyone from advancing through the house. Oh, Exile with the Iron Bomber, the no rollers, picks up Takram, the medic for Papa. So still 100% in the favor of TK. And I want to see, actually, you know, may not be very interesting, but I want to see what Nick has got going on here, because it looks like he keeps changing his gun spot around, which is a really smart thing to do. It keeps the enemies guessing. It makes it harder for the demo to just blind spam over certain walls and stuff to pick up kills. But despite the sentry gun and despite the numbers and everything, it looks like TK is not able to hold that third point as long as I thought that they really had the ability to. So still a pretty fast round coming out of Papa. Vinny is coming up towards the tiles area, tries to get a pick. Looks like he's going to try to snipe from the window or boxes right now. He sees the feet of Watterson, tries to pick up the kill, not able to do so. So 85% for Teddy right now, so they will have an Uber to defend up top with, but it looks like a lot of Papa's team wanted to go lower. Exile goes down. Teddy, where is Teddy? Teddy, where are you? He had to run back to spawn. It looks like he went really low in health, so they may have just completely given up that upper. Yeah, Tiptoes is sitting up there now, so they gave up upper to Papa. Papa is in the house. So even though Takram has not been able to really use an Uber, the dry pushes have been absolutely fantastic out of Papa and been able to do what they need to do to get the cart through. That was a great round. Do what you got to do to get the cart through. Beanie is aggressive enough to take back that upper area alone. Looks like Carolina, the scout, is going to get on him, but he's able to track that scout down. TMP coming up top to hang out with his buddy here. And here comes the reflex out of TMP. I got to see that TMP cam. There he goes. Looks like Exile is going to want to try to get up top there too. And Teddy is still a little squeamish. Doesn't exactly want to go that way. So here comes an Uber. A really strange Uber. I wonder if Takram got forced. But Papa's Uber doesn't really do anything besides kind of secure their hold in upper, which not a terrible thing to do. It is the place you want to hold if you're the defense. And look at Nick getting really strange with those sentry spots. Something I've never seen here. Watterson picks up Vinny. TMP picks up Watterson in return. And here comes Carolina the Scout onto Teddy. So that is no heals on a crucial part right now where all the frags just try to fall. Red's got to sacrifice as many bodies as it can to try to hold off the point, but they cannot. 7:32. That's a respectable time set up by Papa. And let's take a look at the logs because I want to see something here. Takram able to gets 3 Ubers out, but when you think of the one flubbed Uber, the only Ubers that happened were on first and second. And even on second, they didn't take the point off of the Uber. They slow pushed and got the point. And when they went through third, Takram kept dying, which, let's see, 5 deaths there compared to Teddy's 2. So they weren't really able to use an Uber to take third, but they were able to slow push, get the picks they need to, take second, take third, roll through last most of the time as well. Because even on last, they didn't really have an Uber to really contest with. Watterson picking up the top frag, 12, with Zoidy coming in second. I love scout plays. I love scouts on payload doing well. Exile and Chris, Demo and Spy respectively for TK putting up the most damage. But here we are. Vinny has already picked up Tiptoes out of the gate here, so that is already going to be a little bit of an opening. They just have to keep an eye on where Watterson is. But Teddy is going to be aggressive on that left side, and I say just go. Just go, because the longer you give Watterson to angle up a shot is just deadly. So here comes the Uber out of both teams, and immediately backing up is Papa. They decide they don't even want to try on this point, which is fair, first being relatively a throwaway. And actually, I want to take a look at what we got going on here. So this is a, I guess, relatively new spot to the meta, is putting your gun right here at the end of the tunnel. In terms of advantages and disadvantages to the new spot, I guess it does cover a little bit more ground. It's just probably, it's a little bit, it's easier to spam out, of course, because you can just kind of lob pipes over the top. But it does cover a fair bit of ground. Oh, Tiptoes is getting aggressive. Cover a fair bit of ground while not being as passive, you know, as the standard hold, which is kind of up on that porch towards house. So Teddy at 100% Uber, Takram also at 100% on his. We'll see if they want to wait for a pick because their scout is down. So you kind of really want to take your scout in on Ubers as well. So you have that really powerful hit scan class to come in there with you. So you can bring your heavy, who's a little slower to get into the mix, but when you have a fast hit scan class in on an Uber, it can be otherworldly. So Zoidy actually goes down again. So that could delay their push even further. They've got to know where the gun is at this point. Exile. Oh, I thought Exile was going to try to spam it out from that ledge side. Someone's got to make a play here. We're waiting way too long for something to go down. Sunfire goes down top. They're coming through like the side tunnel area, and they're going to use Uber out of there. Sentry gun does go down to Rise and the spam from Exile. So now it's that post-Uber fight that we're watching out for. There's already a level 1 in position. Chris puts a sap onto it, but it looks like Riceroni, the NG, is going to be able... Oh! Chris picks up Riceroni there! What a play! And that's what I'm talking about. The plays that Chris can make to really help his team out. So right now, TK could try a dry push here. Their medic is at 60%. Oh, actually the scout, as I say that, the scout takes him down. So that is going to delay things. Riceroni is back up, so we should see a sentry gun coming back up for Papa in just a little bit. But they can't afford to wait because 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Watterson picks up Vinny there. 4 minutes 22 seconds is pretty quick from this point on, just because last can be such hell to push. You can have your life going swimmingly, pushing first, second, and third, and all of a sudden get stonewalled for 10 minutes on last. So they really need to do something to pick up the pace, get a force on the med, get another pick on the NG, and just go for it. as Shia LaBeouf would say, just do it. Just do it. Spy is in on Medic, but thinks better of it. Tries to maybe get a headshot onto the sniper before running away. Chris trying to harass Watterson there. Kind of keep that scope anywhere but facing towards his Medic. But again, just kind of slow play still coming out from TK. They waited for their Uber to get up. They're going to drop down with the heavy. Here comes the Uber. Pyro air blasting the Medic back. Beanie not yet dropped out of window, but Exile the demo nowhere to be found, at least on that Uber. And Rice-A-Roni able to pull his gun back. Chris goes down, trying to maybe get a pick on the MG or Med or taking down the Sentry, but that looks like another failed push there. So Beanie maybe a little bit too passive as Teddy goes down to Watterson. Maybe a little bit too passive sitting up in that window instead of dropping down and committing. But yeah, maybe just not enough people in on that Uber to contest, as Papa was in the house. So Zoidy gets in on Takram, the red Medic, able to take him down. So that'll put a good Uber ad in the favor of Teddy. Only at 30% right now, but Takram's still got another 10 seconds to spawn. But they've really got to get something going before Takram does spawn. Watterson picks up Exile there, so that's going to just slow things down. Beanie wants to... Oh, sorry, that was... that was Teapot. That was a red heavy. Clearly, maybe a little colorblind that's going on there. But here comes Vinny picking up Watterson after he snags TMP. Minute 40. There is not enough time to go from second to last at this point. So, kind of a slow round from TK right now. Right now, you kind of just got to go for broke. Your Medic is close to Uber, but why not just back out early? That is what Papa Peddlers are saying. They know they have a minute 16 to hold the last 2 points, so there's no reason for them to get aggressive and lose a bunch of players and potentially risk something happening. But they're able to force Teddy to use his Uber before he was ready to. And that's pretty much going to spell the round. We're just going to kind of be playing a formality for the next 50 seconds. People trying to pad stats and etc., etc. Teddy goes down to Luxor on a bomb where he picks up the demo and the Medic there with the black box. Uber does get used out of Papa Peddlers, and Tiptoes grabs Beanie with the bottle as the Fist of Steel were out. Here comes Sunfire on the lower flank, able to pick up Zoidy. Here comes Nick behind him, the engineer, who was not able to pick him up even though Sunfire was only at 2 health. Exile's Iron Bomber was the thing that finally sealed the deal, but like I mentioned, formality here. Those last 50 seconds as that round will go in the favor of Papa Peddlers. It looked really promising to start. They were able to take first in a way that was just really impressive. Quick time, kind of steamrolling into the next point. But because Papa was so quick to back out, they had a gun ready to go on second before TK was ready to go through. And then a number of failed attempts to really pull through and take second ended up spelling the round for these two teams. Let's get that LOG here. And again, we will see Watterson, who's able to keep up his performance from the first round. He got 12 the first time, 13 the second time, 25 frags, and 478 DPM. He's able to take the top damage spot away from Exile as well with his performance in that last round. Vinny, I know, probably wish he could have done better. Still picks up the second most frags for his team, so able to do well in regards to that bubble. But as we see here, Watterson picks up Vinny 10 times. Vinny only able to pick him up 3, so almost half of Watterson's kills were just on the enemy sniper, doing his job of counter sniping. Obviously, sniper, when you think of sniper's role, counter sniping is going to be near the top of the list for a lot of people, but especially when you get to these higher levels of play, gold, platinum, with the way snipers can carry, counter sniping is going to become the #1 part of your game. You can get away with it a little bit in lower divisions because if your sniper can drop 50 kills, it doesn't matter if he only kills the enemy sniper once. He's killed everyone else. But when you're going against someone whose aim is just as good as yours, when you're playing in the elite divisions of Highlander, counter sniping is the ultimate because everything can revolve around your sniper's picks and where their enemy sniper is. If their sniper's down, that can destroy your entire push. It can delay everything. It can force you to use your Uber when you're not ready. It can force you to use your Uber late. You know, if your entire team was going in, you got scared by the sniper, so you use your Uber while the rest of your team's committed. That's what I mean by using your Uber late. Everything in Highlander at this point in the meta is kind of the sniper is the linchpin of it, I would say. So counter sniping is probably the ultimate role for a sniper, and Watterson just embodied it there. Although Vinny was able to put up a good amount of frags for his team, second fragging for them, Watterson's 10 kills on him was enough to really do him in and to really give his team space to push and kind of keep the map under their own control. And one more point on that as well. If Watterson doesn't pick up Vinny 10 times, well then Vinny is alive a lot more and is able to make picks, which, you know, we really don't need to get into his aim because no one would argue that Vinny has great aim. So it looks like we will be playing Koth, but thank God no product here. We are going to be playing Asheville, which probably one of my least favorite maps to play as a sniper, but is still a pretty fun map to watch, I'd say. The reason I dislike it on sniper is there's just nothing to do. You either sit with your combo and you be safe and you nerf your sightline, or you play aggressively on bats on that right side and give yourself up to scouts, soldiers, spies, basically anything that is running after you. You know, you got to play away from your medic, away from your combo. You're banking on your flank to protect you when they need to be doing flanking of their own. So you either nerf your sightline and hang out on the left side simply just to deny their push, or you get aggressive on the right side and, you know, risk the exposure to the elements. So it looks like we are getting ready to go here on our first mid on Asheville. I want to see which team is going to try to take under. Zoidy doing a good job of already putting damage onto Tiptoes, so it looks like underneath is going to be taken by TK right away. Zoidy committed, able to put good damage onto Tiptoes, and Exile finished off with the sticky damage. But here comes the spy of Papa picking up Exile. There too. And Tiptoe says, I'm never doing that again. He did not have enough of his team with him, but underneath is a really great place to end up holding and doing what you need to do. So Pro Ho Ho, which I believe is Proto, I can double check that, able to pick up someone before going down, but although the early game looked dominated by TK, kind of in those later rounds it was snatched up by Papa. And here comes Sunfire with his Flog, maybe trying to get something, any sort of pick, but used it too early on point, and then dies to spam into that mid door, shutter door. So TMP, look at him going aggressive on the right side. That is the space his team needs to get on point, and it looks like they are going to get some time on the point here. TMP does finally die, but the damage is done. He really pushed back their combo long enough for his team to at least gain some ground, as long as Teddy can stay alive here, but he's getting chased down. He just needs one saw. He goes in for it. Here comes Exile to save the day. 50 health. Teddy lives. He's going to get his pack. Vinny tries to grab Teapot there. Only able to grab the headshot, missing his full charge. And the point is going to get capped here by TK at the end of it. Teddy is at 100% Uber. Takram only on 50%, but gets taken down by Chris before going down to the scout. Aggressive right now is TK within the lobby of Papa Peddlers. TMP leading that team's flank in there. Going to go down himself. Exile is going to go down as well. So maybe a little bit of an overcommitment, as long as they can do a little bit of work to delay before Papa can get on the point. But it looks like they're going to get aggressive right away. Teddy's still on 100% Uber. Maybe just waiting for his heavy and demos to contest. But just slowly edging point is Papa right now. The Uber does get used, led by Dr. Zoidy here, who's going in on the med. Exile and his Iron Bomber again is able to do work. Zoidy picking up the teleporter. Important pick. Actually, you know what? Teleporters don't get enough. Kind of the unsung heroes of Highlander. Your team doesn't have the point. Well, guess what? You have a spawn advantage. If you got a level 3 tele, you're gonna get there faster. You're gonna be able to contest more. You're gonna be able to sack players, and you're gonna be able to commit more on point with less penalty. So here we go. Teapot is taking that point ×4, going down right now for TK. They're going to be able to grab it, but a minute 15 only left on the clock for Red. So they, even though they didn't take the early game, they held it for a minute 45, and were able to put the advantage back in their favor in terms of clock presence. Takram is at 100% Uber on his right now. Teddy is at about 75, so he will be up on his in about 10-15 seconds. If he continues to heal. Here's the little addendum there. So as long as nothing catastrophic goes down right now, we should see an Uber v Uber fight for the point. Time is even right now, 1:15 for each team. 100% Uber for each team. Exile the demo for TK spawning now. It looks like Takram wanted to get a little aggressive there with his demo. 9v9, point is relatively even. Ubers are perfectly even. Takram drops to Daffodil, the soldier. That is a huge pick right there. They're going to be able to take point. Whether or not they want to use Uber is their choice, but this is TK's game right now to take. ×6 going down on point. They might be able to punish him if they want to go into lobby, or they could play it safe and just wait. Looks like Exile and TMP and Zoidy are going to go into their lobby. Exile sticking up the teleporter just in case anyone wants to go through. Takram up right now. Teddy going to be a little bit, just be careful there, because Waterston actually goes down to Vinny, so that is a sightline they won't have to worry about. Vinny backing up with his medic. Caroline is going to be able to get in on the medic, but Beanie is there to stop him. Teddy! Then Teddy drops! They couldn't take down the scout. That was rough. I can understand Teddy wanting to try to milk, thinking it's just a scout. He's got his heavy nearby. So, kind of, his team drops the ball there for him. And that might spell disaster as Takram is at about 100% on his Uber now. They won't have to use take point. Although Takram pretty low, probably going to get a sandwich from his heavy right there. Yeah, so Takram doesn't have to use to help his team get point. Only 8 seconds, 7 seconds remain for the red team. Oh, and here comes the drop. Chris gets a drop now too. So that is going to put things back in Red's favor. 7 seconds, that's all they need on the clock. They don't have time to wait for their Uber. They've got to put time on now. I don't know what they're waiting for. You're not going to have time to get your Uber up. You're 60%. There's 15 seconds left. No one's even edging point. TMP finally has the wherewithal to get on. Zoidy gets on too. That is ×4 on point. They're going to have to sack bodies to stop this. But there is going to be an overtime. Teddy's got to stay alive. 85% on the Uber. They finally take it with 3 seconds left. That is an extra 10 seconds that they could have prevented Papa Peddlers from getting the point. In the end, it doesn't matter. They're able to take the round, but against a different team or some different play, that could have lost a round there. So Exile is coming up onto this next mid here. He's going to go down lower. Zoidy not with him this time. I see. Oh, actually, Zoidy comes out of the woodwork. So lower is going to be taken again by TK. Vinny picking up the Pyro there. Takram, the medic, going down to Daffodil, and Zoe picking up Tiptoes. Teapot going down as well to Daffodil. So those are a lot of picks in the favor of TK. They're going to be able to take this midpoint. No problem. And Teddy is going to be almost at 100% Uber. Takram did go down early there, so only 20% on his. Let's take a look. Let's find out where the action is, boys. TMP is a little too far out right now to do anything fun. I'm going to take a look at Tiptoes right now because it looks like he wants to get some time on the point. He is going to edge it slightly. Vinny picks up Waterston, so that is going to be a good pick in the favor of TK right now. It's going to help them defend the point, and being stopped is Tiptoes. Oh, I heard that cry. I heard the cry from across the map. That is a pick by Proto, the sniper. The spy of TK. Proto, the spy of Pepe, picking up Teddy for a big Uber drop that is going to allow Papa to take the point without using. So 100% right now for Takram. Teddy just started charging his up, so probably if they can shave a minute off the point, they're going to be able to even things out without even having to use the Uber. TMP getting aggressive in that shutter door, able to pick up Waterson, but then going down to Sunfire. Rice-A-Roni going down, and there goes Proto again, snagging Teddy. So that is one of the drawbacks for having your Pyro on flank. So it is a huge thing. Like, if you have a Pyro that can flank, he's putting it out as much damage and creating as much space as their soldier or their scout right now. But someone's got to pick up the slack of spy checking for the medic. Proto might be doing a really good job of keeping them guessing and keeping them fooled, but that is going to be definitely one of the huge drawbacks to constantly having your Pyro roaming around. So, as I mentioned earlier, it looks like time is going to just about even out. Takram has not had to use his Uber. Still sitting at 100%. Teddy, 60% on his. So, they're probably going to have to slow push this pretty soon or get a play on the medic. Exile actually jumps in, and here comes the Uber out of Papa. TMP does a good job air blasting it back. So that is going to put Uber ad back in the hands of Papa, of TK. So although 100% Uber, They're not really missing any of their power classes either. They have not yet committed to go in. I hear the Uber charge get used out. Looking at Exile's camera right now, no one is putting time on point, and there we go. Exile spamming with that Iron Bomber, but not picking anything up there. Chris doing a good job of picking up the blue medic as well, so that is going to keep that Uber down. Take a look at what we got mid-round. Zoidy doing work with 20 frags. Looks like he is tops right now. Oh yeah, Zoidy is tops. And kind of like what I was saying, a little bit of a weak performance by the snipers. Watterson 9 and 14, Vinny 11 and 9. Not a great sniper map. So 60 seconds remain for the red team on the point. We'll see if blue wants to get aggressive. It looks like they do want to start trying to take time. TMP holding that house area, but gets taken down by the scout. Uber gets used. And Proto picking up the heavy. Takram uses his Uber too. So that is going to be an easy trade. I will take that trade 9 days out of the week if I am Papa. 30 seconds remain for red, 40 for blue, and right now with how this round's going, it looks like it will probably stay in the favor of the blue team, but I have been impressed by how TK has played these disadvantages, so we'll see if they're going to be able to do something else here. I want to take a look at Takram in a third-person view right now, because I want to see what is going to bomb him next. Whether it's going to be the soldier, the demo, the spy is going to go behind, the sniper is going to get a pick. Takram cannot stay alive. But as I mentioned, the round is going to go in the favor of Papa Peddlers. We're taking a look at our next mid here. Let's see which team is going to decide to go lower. Again, Exile and Zoidy committing right away to that. Vinny able to pick up Watterson from the get-go. And that is the only pick right now. Although Zoidy way low on health is going to burn to death. Exile down. Nick the engineer is down. So early frags in Papa's favor. And actually Teddy goes down to tiptoes and Vinny does too before Chris picks him up. So looks like a mid for Papa right now. Beanie doing the best he can to try to keep that point uncapped, but it's just gonna get overwhelmed by the rest of the team members. We'll look at Carolina, the scout for Papa, who ends up going down to Exile. We got Vinny on the sniper can, who picks up Watterson this time with a body shot, able to take him down. Takram at 100% Uber, Teddy only 35% on his. Time on point going down for the red team. Will they feel the need to use is the question. Zoidy getting in, picking up the heavy. Here comes the Uber out of shutter by the blue team. But it looks like nothing really doing off that Uber. They really have some space now to take the rest of the point. Zoidy is going to forefront that initiative, able to take it with Beanie as they run away together. Bryce are only down on just 5 health. Zoidy man! Zoidy, my man! Not able to get him. Beanie is going to get the kill there instead. Tiptoes ends up hitting him with a pipe to take Zoidy out lower. So time on point relatively even for each team. Only about a 10-second add in the favor of blue right now. And we'll see an Uber from lower by the red team. Point is going to be picked up by blue. Now that is Papa Peddlers. Oh, actually not yet going down, but here comes the rest of it. Chris is up on Spy. Doesn't look like he found the pick he wanted to, but Watterson knows he's around. Is Chris going to be able to escape with this? Maybe with the help. The help? Oh, wow. Yep. Chris is able to get out completely. Point is going to go in the favor of TK right now as well. So 100% Uber for Teddy right now. We'll take a look at what he's got going on. No Spy near him at this very moment. And we're just going to take a look at what we got fighting in Point. Not so much on Blue's flank anymore. Blue's left side. But here comes some presence on Point by Blue onto mid. Getting aggressive in Shutter. Watterson picks up Vinny. Daffodil is doing his best to try to keep Takram back. He's going to have to run away while on fire, not able to do so. So that is going to be a really good Uber by TK to get the job done. Still a fair amount of point capped by the blue team, but I don't know if they're going to have the numbers to contest it. 2 minutes on their clock. 45 seconds on Reds. So it looks like it's going to be an easier round right now in the favor of the Team Killers.
The control point is being contested.
It looks like a good fight going down on the lower end here. Time on Point going down for Papa right now too. No one, come on, get back on Point, boys, get back on Point. You can do it, 10 seconds left for the red team, so they are able to take just in time. It looks like Teddy was a little late on that Uber. I don't know if he just didn't have it yet or they kind of reacted late, but they let them take Point for that. But that is a ×9 on Point to end up taking it back. 5 seconds remain. Takram only on 10%. That looks like it's going to be round in TK's favor. Again, we will be watching Exile here on the rollout. Looks like he flubs it a little bit here. So probably a little slower than he would have liked. Still gets to lower before the enemy gamers. I guess they're not committing any of the resources this time. Kind of doing like a little slow push.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control point enabled. Going.
So much better mid right now. As I say it, I couldn't even get the words out. I was gonna say a much better mid by Papa Peddlers, but just as I said, that 4 picks reigned in Team Killer's favor to end up allowing them to at least get time on Point. But Vinny right now, the sniper, the only one there, and he's just gonna go down to the pyro and the heavy.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
So we'll take a look at Chris here, who has been doing a really good job on getting on the medics. He has had Takram's number all day long. Goes in for a couple stabs, just a few butter knives. Butter knives? I don't know. Just a few butter knives onto the combo, not able to get anything going. Take a look at if Vinny can grab the medic here, or at least someone part of the combo. He grabs the NG. It looks like, and here come crits. Here come crits right now. Let's see what they're able to do with it. The answer is not. Oh, not very much at all. That is a complete wipe. The only 3 people left alive were spawners for the blue team.
We have secured the control point.
So Exile getting aggressive with his stickies onto the enemy's bats. So still not much going on. Just picks and picks and picks and picks. Actually, here comes Vinny going big on a 4K right now as well. So it looks like another comfortable round for Red. I know it's early and the times are even, but I just think Team Killers has shown their dominance right now on this map and especially in this round. They kind of have a better fleshed out strategy of what they're trying to do. I don't know if it's if that's complete bullshit, if they just have no idea, they're making it up, but they look a lot more coordinated than Papa Peddlers, who are just trying to DM their way out of things. TMP, however, is leading that, kind of leading that race. So 100% Uber. Oh, no, this is crits again. 100% crits. I have to find out. This is important. No, okay. Takram is back on Uber. Not going to have to use Uber to take the point here. So that is going to be one of those little victories. Takram down to 13 now is forced to use, and there is another example. Takram not able to stay alive and not able to use Ubers on his own terms. Instead, he's getting bombed. He's getting forced down to way low health until he has to use. Not really the position you want to be in a medic, especially when you've got 9 competent gamers on the other team. Take a look at TMP right now, getting aggressive. It looked like, it looked like he was going to go ramp, but decided to go onto the bats instead. Picks up a little bit of health, a little bit of ammo. The accuracy from his detonator is just insane. Just absolutely. Exile goes down to Waterston. Daffodil goes down to Carolina, the Scout. So those are a couple picks right now in Blue's favor. They might want to try to get aggressive now that Timmy is not yet up on the Uber, and that's exactly what they're doing. Teapot able to pick up Beanie ×4, ×5 on the point, and the rest of the picks start to fall in favor of Papa Peddlers. Let's take a look at Daffodil. Might try to make a play on the medic. Has had Takram's number all night long with forces, putting up good bits of damage. I wonder if he knows that Takram is up on Uber, but doing a good job of air blasting things back is Sunfire, who is the pyro for Papa. Daffodil might go for another bomb. Looks like they're waiting for kind of a little bit of distraction of the team on point. Gonna get the buff from his medic and then maybe go in for, I know as soon as I switch off of his camera too, he's gonna go in for like the biggest play of his life. Jumps in on Waterston and puts that down. Takram uses his Uber, but too late. Team Killers also have their Uber, able to at least contest, not give Blue any more space, but it is their point to cap right now. So 15 seconds left for the red team, 20 seconds left for the blue team. We're dropping down to 10. So this is going to be an important thing right now. Teddy not yet up on Uber, only about 80%. So even if it does get capped, they might be able to win it with overtime or after a capture. So Teddy is at 95%. Blue is gonna need to make a pick here if they're gonna make a pick at all. Teddy uses his Uber onto his demo man, not able to get it in time to for the overtime, but if they're able to win this post Uber, although 10 seconds, 8, 6, 5. That is going to put us at 2-2 right now. Take a look at what Tiptoes has got going on. Ends up going the upper route, doesn't even bother going under. He knows that that's TK's territory, and he is respecting their space.
2, 1. Control point enabled. Alert. The control point has been captured.
85% Uber right now for Tech Room. A lot of players went down pretty early on for red, so they will get their big spawn wave and see what they can do to try to push out, but they won't be able to do so with an Uber advantage or even with an Uber, because if you're waiting for that to go, you're going to give your enemies down to probably about 2 minutes before you push it. Chris goes for the pick on the medic, not able to get it. Pokes him down to about 80 health, but not able to finish that. Uber does get used out right now by the Papa Peddlers, and they're going to be able to keep the point off of that. So Teddy dying recently, also not very close on his Uber, so a pretty good pop right there out of tackle. Alright, so we're gonna need TK to get on the point right now. There's a minute and a half already shaved off of the clock by Blue, so they really don't have a lot of time to wait around and just kind of like gently tiptoe around. Oh, tiptoe. Ha! Tiptoes! I get it. Tiptoe. Anyway, so here we are then. Finally taking the point is red. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. If they can hold it down to at least 2, they got a good shot. But here comes the Uber out of the blue team. We'll see what happens on the post Uber. Actually, Teddy up on his as well. And this is going to be purely to punish. Exile able to pick up the med off of that too. And he is still roaming around on the bats. Not able to pick up Waterson, but TMP says, I got you, bro. I'm going to go take care of that guy. And you do your thing over down on the point. Exile jumps up onto the house, and here we are nearing about the 2-minute mark for the red team, so things are a lot more even. 117 is still a pretty long time, but once blue gets under about 30 seconds, or any team gets about under about 30 seconds, that's when you gotta watch out. Uber's relatively even, about a 10% add in the favor of Teddy right now, but with seeing how they're playing, they're probably not going to use the Uber first. Time being put down by the blue team. So Zoidy getting chased down on the flank right now. But able to escape. Oh, maybe spoke too soon? No, he is able to escape. Carolina really wanted that frag hardcore. So going from only 3 minutes, from not having a single second on the point, they've dropped it down to actually being in the lead with 45 seconds there. Teddy up on about 10%. Add onto the Uber. Sunfire goes in for a pick, not able to get anything going. Exile grabs Sunfire as well as the NG here. So it looks like Red wants to take everything over through last, or through lower. Mix some of my L's there. But Blue is able to take the point. Just 20 seconds remain on it. Time is going on point right now for Red. And Watterson going down right there to Vinny, so that could do it. Oh yeah, with an Uber on the point, that is gonna do it right now. So a really exciting match going on. If you are joining us, that is 3-2 in the favor of Team Kill against the Papa Peddlers. Team Kill, a gold team formed this season by Dr. Zoidy and Beanie. And the Papa Peddlers, a reform of the Season 16 Gold champions who were pushed into Plat but are trying to work their way down to Gold. So we'll see what happens there. But it has certainly been a lot of fun. I do appreciate if you watched the whole 2 hours or if you just watched a whole 2 minutes. I do appreciate you taking the time to check things out. For those of you who may not know, I'm going to be scrimming. I'm going to be casting scrims regularly. Jeez, has it been that long? It has been 2 straight hours of just talking. But for anyone who does not know, I will be casting scrims regularly throughout the off season of UGC, just kind of as practice for myself and to bring some content to the off season. So please keep an eye out for that. And I am joined by Slice, who wasn't in the scrim, but hey, what's up, Slice?
What's up, man? March, how's it going?
Not too much going on. So you were watching this game go down?
Yeah, a little bit. I was a little distracted, but I caught most of it.
Yeah, it was really exciting. It was really long. It was really long too.
Yeah, close match actually. It's entertaining.
Yeah, a lot better than how Upward went down. Upward was a little bit of a mess for Zoidy's team, which we're now calling, well, at least I'm now calling Team Killer. So screw Trump 2016. We're taking a look at the logs right now. Looks like Zoidy is going to pull out the top frag with 49. And all I have to say to you is, why not 50? Zoidy hitting that 65% accuracy, but so is Carolina, the enemy scout. Who is Carolina? Yeah, Carolina. Sorry, I'm not familiar with you. Let's pull those logs back up.
Zoidy needs to step it up, you know? He's got to get that 50K.
I know.
Slacking a little bit.
He is absolutely slacking. And I will be sure to reprimand him. Exile putting out 460 DPM, which is miles above anyone else who came in. It looks like he did a whole 2,500 more damage than the Blue Scout. That is actually an impressive damage number by the Scout. Tiptoes, although I felt did a lot in terms of making space and presence, only did about 300 DPM, which still nothing to scoff at. And let's take a look at the drops here by the medics. Takram dropped twice. I think Teddy dropped 3 times. I think I missed one of them because I thought he also dropped twice. But that is about all we have for tonight. I'm going to see what I can do about scrimming tomorrow or streaming a scrim tomorrow. So feel free to follow me if you want to be notified when I go live, and I'll be sure to update the teams who are going to be going to be casted. If you do have anyone, specifically maybe a friend or a teammate or something like that, and you want their game casted, feel free to let me know. Drop me a comment on my Steam profile, and I'd be glad to try to schedule something. So thanks again for joining me. Feel free to follow, and have a great night.